What is up, gents? DirtBag Gaming here, the channel for casual raiders. We are going into a how-to gear guide, Tormin the Cold. Now, we just did a full guide on him. It was about 35, maybe 40 minutes long. Very good guide. It went over literally everything. This guy is just so broken, but hilarious at the same exact time. So if you have him, congrats. He's really, really good. He's good in a lot of content in the game, especially Doom Tower. Like, him in Doom Tower actually was hilarious with this guy. Drexstar. So if Drexstar puts up the HP burn and there's a freeze on them, anytime the HP burn ticks, he then does his A1, which has a chance to stun or it's really good. So we're gonna go over how to gear guide. So if you want to see the full guide, go check that out. But this is a how to gear guide. So it's gonna be all about the stuff that is gonna be good for him and how I built him and what you guys can use. This is gonna be mainly focused on PvE content and somewhat PvP content at the same time. So let's get into it. Skills, really, we're going to be focusing on this one, which is going to be the freeze. So he has a 30% chance just to freeze somebody on the enemy team if they do a buff or turn meter manipulation. Now, it works both. So if somebody buffs up, like an Arbiter, and boosts a turn meter, that's 2 chances to proc this 30% freeze, which is stupid. So stupid. If you do the Masteries, which we did, an extra 5% on top of that. So it's just... that right there is so unique in the game, and it took me so long to get this guy, but we finally got him, and this is kind of just broken, and that's why we're trying to use it as much as possible. He's got 2 AoEs, so right there on an AoE A1 stun set, AoE A3 on a 4-turn cooldown stun set. Chance to put a provoke out, block buffs, heal reduction, you have a chance to steal buffs and remove buffs, and you have a freeze on the A1. So I just wanted to kind of CC God, and that's what we got here. So the Masteries, if you're going to build it this way, these are the Masteries you're going to be looking for, getting all the way down to this, because he does 3 of these things. He puts out a freeze. He puts out a stun with the stun set. Also, he puts out provoke. So 3 basically chances to get any one of these off. You get 5% chance on top of that, which is, again, broken. It's very, very good. Then just more chances, more accuracy, more chances to put up like the block buff, stuff like that. Puts out leeches a lot. So anytime, again, stun or freeze, he puts out a leech. So 2 of these, he puts out leeches. So it's able to heal your entire team. This is just super tanky build for him. But this is the artifacts. So we're going to go over a lot of artifacts that are going to be good for him. If you guys have them, whether it be new, mid, or end game, this is an end game type build, which is, going to, again, good for PvE and somewhat PvP. So life set, obviously good. I have mine with a lot of life. These are his stats: 71,000 HP, which I think is good for, really good for PvE. 3,700 defense, again, good. 22, I want him fast. Like, I want him to go as many times as possible. 220 speed, which is good. No damage, though. You can build him with damage, which if you build him with damage, you can do accuracy and damage, and he hits decently hard. If you put him in a Savage set, that's pretty hilarious for PvP. Like, unexpectedly not noticing a Tormin is destroying you, especially on AoEs, is hilarious. We might have to try it in Savage set one time, but right now we don't have any damage. 238 resistance, only really good for PvP, but in some cases PvE content, especially the Doom Tower, you need 300 plus resistance. 349 accuracy, though, that's kind of what we're focusing on. We want him to have Drexstar Blood Twin as the lead, so we get more accuracy. You can have him in, I mean, you want this to land the stuns, you want him to land the provokes, you want him to land the freezes. Most of that you're going to need accuracy for. So some Torment builds, you see all accuracy build. So they have like 600, 700 accuracy. That's not bad. That's not a bad idea if you just want to go straight PvP and just try and get as many people frozen as possible. Do it. I think that's a good route to take if you're using them strictly for PvP. But this is an all-around kind of build for dungeons, PvP, and Doom Tower. So what sets are going to be good for him? Let's go just straight down like we always do. I would skip over most of the beginning sets. Speed set isn't bad if you need that speed for PvP, but if you're building him strictly for PvP, you're probably better off going with just the perception set. Crit rate, if you want to build him with any crit damage, this isn't bad. It's a 2-piece set. You get an extra 12% crit rate. Crit damage, same thing. I would skip this and go for Savage set though. Accuracy, again, good set. This is one of the best beginning sets you can get until Perception came into the game, where you can actually craft this. It's 40 accuracy, but you get 5% speed on top of that. This is just 40 accuracy. So if you don't have the perception yet set, just use this. You can use 3 of this set, so you get an extra 120 accuracy on top of everything else. So this isn't bad. Like, this is actually a really, really good set for Tormin. Resistance, if you go in PvE route or PvP route, if you really want them like on a super resistance, super defensive, super annoying, really just awesome PvP team, just go resistance. As much resistance as you possibly can with a lot of accuracy is a really good combo. Lifesteal, if you're doing PvE content and you want him to survive, he's just such a good survivor because one of his skills, he can get revived on a 6-turn cooldown. So he gets revived and just puts a freeze on himself. So he is really hard to kill with that passive. Skip. 20% chance to freeze debuff on the attacker. This, honestly, is probably good for PvP if you just throw a set of this. I mean, I would probably throw this down here, the frost set. We'll get to it, whatever. We'll get to that one. But if you throw this, you just have another chance to put freezes out on the enemy team because he does have a provoke. So being able to have an AoE provoke and this on your champion, go this route. So that way you're literally always just freezing the entire enemy team. The CC is godly on this champion, trust me. 10%, skip this one. Heals, skip this one. Immunity, not bad unless you're strictly just running PvP. This one, he's not bad for a shield set, but he's not good. He's at 20k HP. There's a lot better champions to put shield sets on. I would skip the shield set. This isn't bad. Relentless sets is always good on AoE champions that put out provokes, put out freezes. Like, imagine him doing his A1, stunning, or not stunning, but freezing people, provoking people, and then literally proccing Relentless and doing again, so that way you have more chances to provoke and freeze people. Having that on an A1 freeze, and then let's say he does this, provoke everybody, and then also he does this when he procs provoke or Relentless. Like, Relentless is just so good on a lot of champions. This champion would probably be freaking hilarious because also champions that revive like this, like Lydia, I Relentless said, but champions that revive themselves, the Relentless works. So let's say he dies, right? He gets back up. He gets revived. It's now a 5-turn cooldown. He goes, procs Relentless, 4-turn cooldown, 3-turn cooldown, goes again, procs Relentless, 2-turn cooldown, 1-turn cooldown. So basically he went 3 times to then reset this ability and then has a chance that they have to kill him again. So again, it's a good combo. Relentless set, if you're going, it can be PvE or PvP. Relentless is good in both aspects of the game. Savage set, again, I mentioned this because if you're building a PvP tournament, which I've seen before, do the Savage set. So if you want to go PvP or damage, Savage. Savage is the way to go anytime you build a damaged champion. This is only good for Scarab King. Skip this. Stun sets, that's what I built him with. I was like, this is going to be hilarious to just do as much CC as possible in PvE. So we went with Stun set with Frost as a skill. So we'll be able to freeze people, provoke people, and stun people all at the same time with the 5% bonus from his Masteries. Go with the Sunset. It's just him and Sile together, just stunning the entire freaking team. Watch the video. It's hilarious. When we're running Doom Tower, just everybody's stunned. Everybody's frozen. Go with the Stun set. Stun set's hilarious. Skip. Not bad. So 45% chance to counterattack. Anytime you counterattack, you have the Masteries to counterattack, and you have a 45% chance to counterattack. And if you do counterattack, you then freeze on the A1. So this actually is a bad set, but not bad when you have a freeze on an AoE A1 ability. Not bad at all. This is good for a PvE if you really don't want him to die. Just 30% reduced damage on AoE attacks. I haven't tried him on the Magma Dragon or the Eternal Dragon yet, which I might. So once we get back up to the Eternal Dragon, we might throw him in here to see if we do anything with that. Like, I don't know if freezing the ads does anything because it probably doesn't. He's probably not good for the Eternal Dragon, but we'll test it out. This one, 40% chance to reduce skill cooldown. Not bad, but it's so random. Like, this is really good for like 2 skilled champions, right? Somebody that has a really good A2 or A3, and you kind of like ignore the A2 because you can choose which skills they use now. This is good for those type of champions. Don't need attack. This isn't bad if you really want to just want to build him as tanky as possible and just go with a lot of HP with heals. Attack, 50% HP. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Again, if you want to build that, you can, but there's a lot better sets to put on him. Speed, again, isn't bad if you want to go fast. This isn't bad for PvP. This just makes him even more annoying because he'll proc unkillable and then still stay alive and freeze people. And then if he does die, he'll just res back up. So again, this isn't bad. It's not the best, but it's one of the best sets in the game. So this is pretty funny. 20% HP, 20% defense, and a 25% chance to deflect any debuffs on the auto attacker. So if you are worried about getting debuffed, you just put a set of this on them. He's actually getting a lot of HP, a lot of defense, and you just throw the debuffs back to the attacker. This isn't a bad set. It's a 2-piece set, so if you just need one 2-piece set, kind of like we have with Perception, I'd rather go with the Perception set. This is one of the best sets for him. If you just go 3 sets with Perception, again, that's 120 accuracy, and you get 15 extra % speed on top of that. So 3 sets of this is good for him. Not good. Not good. And not good. This, hilarious. So you go 15% chance to block freeze debuff. So I'm not sure if this, like if you, somebody let me know in the comments, does his passive when he gets revive put a freeze on him? Can you block that? That's the question, because if you can, throw 3 sets of this on him where 10% chance to place a freeze, so 30% chance to place a freeze debuff on the enemy attacker, which when he gets attacked, and 45% chance to block freeze debuff. So almost a 50% chance to block a freeze debuff on himself. So then he just, like, somebody let me know, because that's actually a really, really good strat for this tournament, specifically for tournament. This isn't bad. It's like a lifesteal set, but extra crit. And this isn't bad if you want him to be your tank. Like, have him take the damage. Again, because he reses, so he's harder to kill. But this isn't bad. You have this on Vergoth, because Vergoth is just a beast with this. So those are the sets. Now, the best ones, I think, honestly, are the stun set, the counterattack set, this set, and the accuracy set. Those sets are probably the best for him, especially just as an all-around Tormin build. If you strictly just want to go PvP, do 3 sets of this or a damage Tormin. The damage Tormin, he's scary good because people don't expect it. So when you bring him in and he's doing your damage, like the damage dealer, he's scary. He's scary good with the Savage set. So depending on how you want to build him, how your team comp is set up, and where you want to use him at, that's kind of how you're going to gear him. So hopefully this helped you out. Hopefully this kind of gave you a better idea on how to gear this guy. We're going to do a lot of how-to gear guides coming up, so we have a whole list here. So definitely hit subscribe so those videos actually pop up for you guys. We have DBN5 as the clan, DirtBag Nation. We're going to be recruiting, I think, 2 members for the next Clan vs. Clan, which starts in 3 hours. So hopefully you guys can join before then. But we're level 5, and we have 6 wins in a row. So let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see next, what champions you want to see. Go check out the channel. Go check out the Discord if you want to account takeover. Let me know in Discord. Me and Louie kind of control that. So guys, I appreciate it. Thanks for clicking on the video. We'll see you again in a video soon.